Hello and welcome back once again. We are seeing a little bit more Jujutsu Kaisen where, of course, the barriers are down, people are being killed left, right and centre, but it's all in the name of good fun and points. Since Yuji has managed to make a new friend and add some rules onto the game, I believe we'd probably be now jumping over to see what Megami has been handled with, considering he was potentially lied to as the location to visit. What could go wrong? There's plenty I want to see here, and considering some of the animation of the previous episode, I think anything that is going to come up ahead is probably worth watching. But whether or not you came here for the story or little old me, get yourself a drink so that we can sit down and watch a little bit more Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, if this is somehow one of the first times you're seeing this channel, or you've not been getting the most out of it, well, watching the censored version on YouTube is fine if you've got your own copy of the episodes, but you can also head on to my Patreon for uncensored versions where you don't need to have a whole bunch of extra faff. You know, if you wanted to, at least. But there are quite a few characters in this that I want to catch up on, that I want to see more of, Maki being one of them. But before it comes up and stunlocks me again, characters that I want to see a little bit of and understand what their entire gist is. Was that the judge and the prosecutor? One thing I do like with shows like this and Hunter x Hunter, for example, is that you've got these people with a whole shit ton of varied abilities and talents and stuff that are all over the place. Some easier to understand than others. Some more useful than others. Oh, I like that. Clearly showing the area of effect. And I'm guessing it's only living things that can't leave the area once they're in, after all, because otherwise the river would be not flowing very well. Okay. I mean, she's decent enough at dragging people in. Less wary of women than people who wear. I don't know what the fuck that's meant to be. Talismans of some respect. Knight. I wonder if that will be put to the test. I mean, he has strong belief in Yuji. Yeah, you don't want a battle of surprise against Megami. His shadow ability kind of. Oh, that's nice of him, allowing him to walk away. Allowing her to walk away. Not before he gets the points, yeah. I mean, if it comes to the point where. Just an actual fire simulation in the background. Did someone not... Was that the other guy who got thrown off the edge, or did someone else... Okay, okay. So he doesn't care about friendly fire. Using his own body parts as explosives. Hopefully he's got some sort of regeneration. Oil. So is it things written on that paper become the actual material? 41. And he took her in with him. They will sacrifice her in an instant. And she's not going to repay his kindness. Yeah. She really has given up all sense of reason. Anyone that will help them. So he came through the other side. Hmm. Ding dong, ding dong. Looks like there was a success. That's made his job a little easier. Well, okay, the fight in a kid's bedroom. Not something I expected to see, but also was something while growing up that you did imagine, how could it go down there? What could you use to fend off? Oh, wow. Didn't expect... Some people would be happy with that. But, yeah, didn't expect to see actual blood accumulation in his face when people get asphyxiated. Does that send a message? Ah, there are other places he can be. They're just floating down. Well, at least now, they've at least got balls to jump down here with him, but knows he's not entirely out of the option of just killing them outright. Hmm. What's dripping down there? Good of him for the warning. Not a fair fight, is it? And honestly, considering the company that are around here at the minute, he's not the most weirdly dressed. Zero damage. Zero damage, my guy. I mean, at least he's helping. Okay. We're going to extend this to the point where it's not funny, and then keep pushing. This is the kind of humor that I do appreciate. The fact that none of them are trying to even pay attention or look at him straight. Yeah, he might stop in a second. God damn it. Shonen. 35. Someone I can really get behind. Not sure about his choice in faces. Yeah, not the most approachable. A sliding scale, yes. I mean, how could you not trust someone with his butt cheek out? Type. Idea. Was that a little light bulb? Not particularly, but you're hilarious. Well done. You can retire with your head held high. Okay, that's actually amazing. I like that. So not to... Don't go into a wide stance. I don't think it's designed for that kind of leg room. Oh god, that movement. Why? Someone had fun animating that. Oh wow. Better than One Punch Man. People who don't laugh at his jokes kind of headstrong and cocksure of themselves. Eccentric. What was... Jesus! I appreciate the fucking Roger Rabbit sound effects that are going on. Pro-violence. Yeah, this is why you don't piss off comedians. Yeah, not quite as funny. I think Megami needs to work on his routine. He actually is just leaning really in. His job here is done. Okay, Takaba. Do I get my own theme tune? The fact is to turn into like some western. Is he preparing? Oh, nice. Actually, just using the comedy fan. Yeah, using his tooth as an accelerant for the eye. No! Just retire, just leave, just use your entire fucking skeleton to eradicate yourself right there. There's no coming back from that. He's going to be entertaining. I mean, you knew he was after points, then a random amount, a random rule just got added that you know is worth 100. Well, let's hope no more construction work needed to be done. Wait, you're going on the... Oh, he's going over the power lines, okay. Does he know what all of this shit is, or is some of it just like a grab bag lucky dip? You know that he's pretty good at hand-to-hand combat. Oh, I like how the water itself is drawn there. Very loose and at odds with the rest of the line work. Be careful with that stapler. Oh wow, one of the heat-resistant blankets and whatnot. I do like how, like I said, it's like a lucky dip grab bag. He's a Boy Scout. He's prepared for anything. Ooh, okay. I mean, there's probably better ways of getting around, but sure. Maybe we're in a church. I mean, it doesn't take much. I mean, if we can make that paper unreadable and fall apart and whatnot, then it's unusable. Contracts. And a receipt, in a weird sense, is a contract of sale. Well, so now he's refreshed and the skin is immaculate. Yes. You can tell someone with such luxurious hair there would have an ability that would allow that. Not really. True. And we saw Wolf take a couple of knives to the mouth. I don't think you're at a stalemate. Fine. Just call out some drones. And a Vesper. I have... Oh, at least he's wearing a helmet. Yeah, this is probably one of the newfangled techniques that the old timers don't really like. Well, I guess fulfilling contracts isn't exactly a new routine. Gonna play some volleyball in here. Oh, he's getting isekai'd. Good slide. Oh, the jerky. Oh, potted petunias! Is there a whale as well? I saw a couple of volleyballs there. I like that he's just playing Gmod. He's going through the inventory, just sporting in a whole bunch of 3D models. That's all he's doing. Some are definitely more useful than others. But how many Sakuga fight scenes like this can you recall where someone's thrown a fridge at someone? So we're just going to forego the barrier since you've got this gym? Is that why you've drawn him to this place? You know, after seeing a whole bunch of other characters pull out their domains and whatnot, and now maybe oh, that's neat. Incomplete domain. Yes, so about those points. Is he willing to trade now? I like this as setting up a whole bunch and allowing, of course, the animators to just be like, flower pots, go! But yeah, setting up a whole bunch of things and getting Takaba on scene and deploying his form of comedy. Exactly how he is entertaining people could be a little questionable. But yeah, his first real interaction here was something that I'm pleasantly surprised with. I was wondering how he's going to be utilized properly into the show, and yeah, I can't really complain. Breaking up the serious sorcerer fights with a little joviality. But yes, episodes where we have extensive explanations, like with Tengen, setting up the story, the pace of how things are going to be playing out, I enjoy. Episodes with intense kind of choreography and fight scenes, like with Hitaguma. Something like that was his name. The last episode is also something that I really do enjoy seeing. obviously sometimes it's hard not to compare them with other high octane elements, like with the fight with Chosso in the bathrooms. And now here, when you got Reggie firing out a whole bunch of assets and the shaky camera angles that we got, it is kind of all over the place. Sometimes there's really smooth transitions and camera moves. Other times it is hand cam jerky 12 frames a second kind of thing. But none of it feels out of place because obviously it is all intended. Whether or not it's referencing to something, goes over my head. The idea of someone pulling out their own body parts and being used as explosives, it's not something that I haven't seen before. But to the point where you're just like, yep, okay, eyeball. Yeah, we saw he can regenerate them, so it's not exactly a permanent disfigurement, but what I mean, a lot of these techniques and whatnot are built or birth from your soul, your personality, and what it means. What happened in his lifetime to be like, yeah, self-mutilation, big boom? Honestly, there's many a questionable technique and everything that we've seen in this area specifically. So I wonder if it's just Kenshiro chose the people here to have a particular skill set that is just kind of odd, or newfound sorcerers just they do whatever they like. But yeah, some people definitely need a little bit more self-assuredness, training, skills, really to get the fuck out of this place the very first sign that you're able to, especially if you've just got scorpion hair, which didn't really seem to do much, unless there's some lingering poison that's going to come up in the next episode and going to be the crux of Megami needing some sort of saving. But if that was the case, slow-acting poison, not exactly really helpful in a battle to the death. Still, there's plenty to see, and whether or not Megami gets to wash away all of the contracts, make them null and void, bring in a lawyer. We might kind of know one, at least, who can nullify some of them. I really want to see what's coming up, and this has got me more excited to see more, especially since we know that there are other helpful hands out there in different zones. I can't remember what they were called in this. I want to know how they're getting on, if it's any easier for them over there. But also the fast acting Kone telling everyone, new rule has been added. Huh. Giving a quick little heads up that yes, Yuji was successful. I mean, I don't think you've got a better communication system for them all than that right there. But yeah, incomplete domains, using a building as your edge barrier use case. Can't fault him for that. It's fair. If you can't make your own, use a pre-existing structure. Let's see if it works out for him. All I know is that I hope I entertained you, left you with something to think about, a comment or two that you really enjoyed. If that's the case, let me know. If you want to make sure not to miss out future episodes, consider subscribing or jumping onto my Discord for notifications when new things do come out, or polls when I remember to actually do them for shows that are coming up. So, I hope you can get some rest, hope I entertained you, and remember, never piss off a comedian.